Well, here it is, what the BC Forged wheels went on. I'm sure it's really not a surprise to anybody, but here we are. We ended up with an Audi RS3. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that ever since I had my Mark 7 GTI a couple years ago, I've always been interested in these RS3s. As I get older, I get very, very specific with the spec that I want for my car. So as far as like the color, the options, and everything like that goes. And when this one came up, it was one of those ones where it was an impossible spec that I didn't think I would find. And when I found it, I absolutely had to have it. So you can see we've got the rock gray inserts in the seats. Pop the hood here, I'll kind of show you everything that we've got going on with this car, and then I'll kind of go over the story behind it. But yeah, the S3 is gone, the Miata is gone, and this is what we've got now. So lots of carbon fiber here. We've got a front mount intercooler. Vehicle has a few performance mods to it and a lot of different suspension mods. So let me run through this with you here, kind of what happened. My S3 was my favorite daily driver that I had ever had. I'd had that car for about a year and a half, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The car was an absolute blast to drive. Perfect, for kind of regular commuting and just, driving around. Got good gas mileage, was quick, could keep up with most forms of other vehicles. And it was great. It was basically an evolution of my GTI, a all-wheel drive GTI, Golf RS3, same car. Well, I always wanted an RS3 because I'm a big fan of the fact that it uses a 5-cylinder engine, the exclusivity of the car, the tuning potential, and most importantly, the sound. Just like the motorcycle there, now we've got two vehicles with absolutely incredible sound capabilities. So I've always wanted a blue RS3. Now, for those of you that know these cars, there's not a lot of them out there in this blue color. For 2017, which this model is, there's only 245 RS3s because it's the first model year that they brought them to America. And of those 245, there's only 46 of them in blue. So there's not, not like you're going to see a lot of these. I actually ended up finding this one locally, just about an hour south of me. So when I saw it come up, it wasn't even actively for sale. I had to go and check it out. And man, am I glad that I did. Now, as you guys know, I'm very particular, with the way vehicles are cared for, like with their paint and dings and dents and everything like that. And I went down there and I checked it out. Funnily enough, like I said in my previous video with these BC Forged wheels, I actually ordered these for my S3 and to fit my S3, but I spec'd them out to RS3 brake fitment because I had planned on doing bigger brakes on my S3, not knowing that this car was going to happen or anything like that. So I literally ended up, it was hilarious, ended up getting this car and the wheels all at my house on the exact same day. So I guess these wheels were meant to be on this car. Anyways, I went down, I checked out the car, I talked to the guy. It was a nice older guy, pretty mature. He had bought the car bone stock, and all of the mods that it has on it, he has done or paid people to install. So I won't kind of go over the full sheet, but I'll give you most of everything you need to know. So it's got the Unitronic intake, the inlet elbow, and their intercooler, as well as their mid-pipe. So all of the performance mods are Unitronic. It is tuned by Unitronic as well, just on 93 octane. And then as far as suspension mods go, we've got lowering springs front and rear. They're new speed, rear sway bar, front end links in the front, subframe collars in the front and the rear, engine mount, trans mount, and then the full catalog of Super Pro control arms, trailing arms, everything like that. As far as options on this car go, you can tell it is a Aura blue car, and it's got the Illuma Optics trim, so you've got the silver rather than the black trim all over the car. And then we've got the rock gray seats, which I can't find a production number for of how common or uncommon these are. I don't think they're very common because a lot of these cars I see have like kind of the red there, which comes with the red vents, which this doesn't have. Technology package, so you can see right there. We've got, the digital cockpit, which is super sweet. Suede on the steering wheel the way they all have, suede on the shifter. And then this one does have the Carbon Atlas inlay trim there, so you can see that. We've got real carbon across the doors. And then across the dashboard as well over there, you can see we've got that carbon trim. So that's very interesting, very exciting to me. That car is spec'd out in a way that's pretty Mike spec there. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick little, fill-in video here. I know some people saw the wheels. I was getting some messages. People were asking, where'd the S3 go? What are you putting these on? Obviously, they knew if they were going to fit the S3, it'd be some other 5x112 bolt pattern car. And well, yeah, here we are. We've got a 2017 RS3 Very, very low miles. This car's only got 20,000 miles on it, and I do plan to take the mods a little bit further, but I do kind of want to get a baseline of a car with a Stage 1 Plus 93 octane tune to see how it is, what it runs on a quarter mile, maybe how it stacks up to some other stuff on the streets, and then we'll kind of go from there with it. But I'm thrilled. Like, words can't even describe how I feel about this car. I've wanted one of these, like I said, since I first saw these come to the States. Would I have loved the new gen? Yes. Am I going to pay what a new gen cost? No. And if I ordered a new gen, I probably wouldn't even see it for a whole nother year anyway. So this is kind of my way to be able to enjoy what's already been out in a spec that I would have ordered myself had I been able to buy one new. The car really, really is incredible. I've been driving it for a little bit here, and I'm not sure if it's because of the suspension mods or just the fact that it's an RS3, but the steering is way more direct and feels very, very different from the way that it did on my S3. Like I said, that could be due to the suspension mods on this car. It could just kind of be set up due to the way the architecture of these RS cars are. Not quite sure. Around town, it's actually pretty funny. The S3 did kind of feel peppier and quicker around town just because of how it makes its torque and how low that it makes its torque. Whereas this car is obviously much more linear and it makes its power, you know, obviously everywhere through the rev range more, but it's not as peaky and comes on as strong as it does in the S3. So this actually will pull way, way harder up top, but I'd love to match up with somebody with a Stage 2 Golf R S3 just to see like a lower speed, you know, from a dig or like 20 to 60, kind of how that would match up there, because I think it would be interesting to see. It definitely doesn't have that same kick in the pants feeling at the lower RPMs as the S3 and the GTI do, but this thing absolutely freight trains up top. So I can't wait to kind of see how that stacks out. Those are kind of my first impressions as far as like driving, steering, and power feels between the two cars there. This also being a facelift, my S3 was not. I get a couple other cooler things. So these LED headlights are actually projectors, whereas on the S3 they were reflectors. Inside, obviously, it's a facelift, so you get the digital cockpit, which wasn't even an option in my 2016 S3. You're going to get the 7-speed transmission, partially because facelift, partially because RS3. And then finally, I do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in my vehicle again. I was going to install it in my S3, the whole little dongle and the module and everything like that to make it work. But now we've got it again from the factory. So we've got the 7-speed, we've got digital cockpit, we've got CarPlay, Android Auto. Super excited to have all that in there. And funnily enough, since, you know, again, way bigger turbo than the S3 and that extra gear, I've been getting pretty good gas mileage when I'm not romping on this car. So just cruising around, I'm seeing this car get anywhere from like 25 to 29 mpg, which is, it's crazy for something like this that makes the power that it does. Something that I found interesting that I knew, but I'd like to call out to anybody that doesn't know these cars, is I find it strange that these get a sunroof on them, because the Golf Rs, at least for the Mark 7, never came with a sunroof. All the S3s come with them, and the RS3s do, even though it's like their most performance-oriented MQB car, which I find interesting. Obviously, big fan of the RS brakes there. We do just have the standard steel or iron ones, not the carbon ceramics, which is great because I would not want to pay to replace those when that time comes. Funny, it's the exact same rear brake that you're going to find on the S3 and the other MQB cars there. Oh, and also, too, now that they're on the car, I can kind of show you guys the concavity of these wheels. It's definitely noticeable, and even non-car people have pointed out that, you know, they're like, did you get different offsets in the front and the rear? And I'm like, no, it's not exactly the offset. It's the same spec wheel. It's just they stagger the concavity to kind of run a little more depth, which I find interesting. Oh, and then also another option I forgot to point out to you guys is we've got the Sport exhaust, which is black tips. It flows a little bit more, and it's a little bit louder. Nothing crazy. And then just while we're already in here, we'll keep showing you guys in the car. Here's your rear seats with that rock gray stitching again. I'd love to know how many of these have that. I reached out to Audi. They said they don't have production numbers on that. Obviously, they were able to tell me about like the model year and the color and things like that. But like I said, I feel like a lot of these have the white inserts or the red inserts, so the rock gray probably isn't that common, especially over the blue, where this car is definitely not that common. I was unsure how I was going to feel about all the Illuma Optics trim at first. I was worried that, one, it wouldn't work with the wheels, and just two, you know, I was really a big fan of the black optics on my Sepang car. But now that I kind of see it, I feel like that adds to the specialty and kind of like the RS heritage of a car like this, where, you know, the RS cars have, you know, the silver trim mirrors and everything like that. I may end up having the window trim wrapped. I like the way it looks on the front of the car. I really think it's good accent with, you know, the silver pieces in the headlights and the trim around the bumper and the air ducts and the grille. I just really like the way that all ties together. I've even seen some people that actually make all of this chrome badging in like a brushed aluminum finish. So that may be something I explore in the future, as well as swapping these out for like a Illuma Optics style badge. Not sure. But that's going to be pretty much just my quick little overview of the car here. We will get it out in the daylight. This color is crazy. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up under the garage lighting here. Let's see if we can get it for you there. I'm telling you, it is ridiculously flaky. And the paint is in really, really nice shape. You can kind of see it glistening there. We'll get it out in the sunlight and we'll really show you what the paint looks like. It's crazy flaky. There's like silver, gold flake in it. The previous owner described it to me this way, and I think it's kind of true, is that the color is almost like 3 colors in one. You've got kind of like a darker Sepang, you've got a very, very light blue, and then you've got kind of like this in-between color as well. It's a really, really neat color. I'm not sure if I like it more than Sepang or not yet. I did like that darker blue. This is definitely a few shades lighter for sure, but time will tell. Well, we're going to see. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I just wanted to show you guys the car real quick here, while I've got it parked in my garage, and the car is actually really nice and clean right now. I was able to clean it up and throw just some quick wax on it there. Drop it in the comments down below what you'd like to see me do with this car, and kind of what questions or anything you have about it, as somebody who's now owned a ton of different MQB cars. I've had the GTI, the S3, and now the RS3, so I've kind of done my way through the whole lineup of cars there. Prior to that, I also had, a Jetta, but that's not really MQB. Regardless, we're going to close this one out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for checking this one out, and have a great day.